So we're on the balcony because the business center podcast room alarms were going crazy. There's always somehow a fire alarm going on, but we are here despite all that, and we are talking about inspiration. Inspiration in leveling up and continuing to grow and build and level up, and how we actually do that, and then also applying to the audience how they can start leveling up and start growing and everything in their own um, life and business and results. So, what did we do yesterday that got us all inspired and ready to go?
Yeah, man.
Trevor, you don't have to be on this podcast if you don't want to, dude. That's okay.
What?
Go ahead, Alex.
So we toured. So we're here down in Tampa, hence the name, Kings of Tampa. So we were touring some luxury apartments, and we were just inspired by just leveling up again. Right? We moved down here to level up a few months ago, and we're looking to level up again.
Already ready to level
Yeah. So we were looking at luxury apartments, and kind of the theme for today's podcast is just finding ways as an entrepreneur to continue to move the goalposts a little bit to keep striving for more. And that's kind of what we did. We were looking at some amazing apartments. Is it Heron? Same thing. Some really high-rise apartments down here in Tampa. There's a lot that they're building down here
20,
too.
30 stories up.
Yeah. So just looking at the amenities, the rooms, and it's just really amazing because pretty quickly we moved down here, man, and things started to become regular. Our income all increased because of it, and now we're looking to take it to the next level to keep
increased and then got complacent again. So we got you got to keep building.
Yeah.
We've only been here for 3.5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So time moves by quick, man. We're grateful for what we have. We're content, but not complacent. That's the thing to remember. So, yeah, a lot of fun.
What's the difference between being content and being complacent?
Waking up every day happy and grateful for what you have, but still having the motivation drive to continue to pursue more. For me, it was this ideology of like every day I gotta wake up mad and upset because I'm not where I need to be, but I can still find that drive and motivation while still being grateful and being appreciative of what I have, so.
Definitely. Trevor, content versus complacent. I know you're gonna have a more hard approach on that for sure.
I mean, you shouldn't be either. Well, you should be content, I guess. So content then is more about just being grateful you're alive and grateful for the small things. Complacency, though, is a downward spiral of death and of not amounting to be anything. And so you have to start off by being grateful, but then you have to inspire yourself to see what else is out there for you.
Definitely. Hope this background noise doesn't get picked up. We gotta get working on the podcast studio and get real mics and everything. Get that going soon.
Yeah. This is gonna be one of those things we look back on a year from now and be like, man, what the hell were we doing with the podcast setup? But it's about just sharing the ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think so. In episode 1 of the podcast, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. But we talked about like moving down here and the reason why we moved down here, and now it's about finding that new like fire. And the term I like to use is the North Star. I think having God first is really important. Something we're all trying to continue to work on and improve. But also having something greater than yourself is really important. Like really, really important, man. Because as men, we don't need much to be happy or to survive. So the thing that you're striving for every day should be something greater than yourself.
Almost like a goal that's almost unattainable. It's possible to attain it, but it's going to be really hard and take your whole life to attain it, right?
Can't be measured.
That's your, right.
It should scare you a
That's kind
bit
of your
too.
North Star. Yeah, because if like your North Star is make $10 million, well, that's not going to get you very far. Like it has to be something greater than that, greater than yourself, greater than money, greater than something physical. I mean, Trevor, I don't know if yours is changing, but yours was to destroy
It still is.
the college system. Yeah, the higher
It could
education.
change if college actually starts being good. But until then,
Okay.
How
Sure,
funny would that be
college.
if colleges started implementing a sales training like as one
Start
of the
teaching you
curriculum?
sales and Well,
Yeah.
they have marketing, but
They don't have
all the
sales. They
all
don't
the
have
people
sales.
that's true. All the people that I knew that were in school for business, finance, marketing, that kind of a thing, it was did not live up to the hype. They paid a lot of money and it wasn't great. So
Well. It's a common theme for everybody.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I didn't go to college. Trevor dropped out after a year.
Quitters, bro.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
I didn't even start. I didn't quit.
Quitters.
And then Alex did finish with a minor in marketing, actually.
Yep.
So, yeah.
College helped me a lot because it made me realize what type of life I didn't want to live. That's the biggest thing for me. Obviously, college.
You can learn a lot from losers.
You can learn a lot from a lot of things. They always say a wise man learns from his mistake, and even wiser man learns from someone else's mistake.
Right. Right.
But I'm glad I still went through. I didn't leave out with any debt or anything like that, scholarships and parents. So, but I met my girlfriend there, so I honestly think
It was
college
a net
worth
positive, yeah.
Yeah, it was very worth it. So I met my girlfriend there, so I'm cool with that college experience.
Yeah.
But back to the name of the podcast, Finding Your North Star. For you guys, obviously we all have our North Star now, but if someone is looking to find their North Star, they don't know what it is or how to find one, how do you do that? How do you go about finding one?
Get off your phone and pray.
Yeah. No, I agree. Definitely a lot of times when I'm like trying to figure out what it is that I want, whether it be something big like a North Star or it be something small like what's my next step, a lot of times I'll find myself, looking in books or looking on YouTube to find the next thing or looking, for the answer because I'm not sure what the answer is. And that's actually the wrong way to go about it. I think when you have a problem that you're trying to solve, where it's like, okay, I need to fix this thing in my marketing, I need to fix this thing with my sales, I need to, do whatever. When you have a specific problem to solve, that's when you go to YouTube, that's when you go to the books. And I think it's when it's like, when you don't know your next step, when you don't know your next move, like Trevor said, you pray, you spend your time isolated by yourself and your thoughts or with God and your thoughts, and um, that's when you actually get your answers and directions to the big problems that you're looking for. Doing the YouTube and the book searching and the podcast listening will not give you answers to your big questions. That's what I've learned.
Yeah, I'd agree. I also think like going through pain helps. Like a lot of people are shy, they don't want to go through painful, uncomfortable things.
Yeah.
But going through that makes you a better person, a better man, which most of you probably watching are men. You got to go through some bullshit, bro. Like being a man sucks. It really isn't fun, especially an entrepreneurial man. That is what our days. We could talk about what our days look like. You guys want to talk about that? What did your day look like today, Trevor?
Well, I actually want to talk about first the whole idea of why, and I kept it loose, but the reality is I talk to businesses looking to grow, like coaches making 10K a month looking to grow, and I also talk with a lot of young men that want to make money online, and I always ask them, hey, what's your goal? And they say some sort of number or some sort of metric, usually, or some sort of lifestyle they want to build, and then I always ask why. And you'd be surprised by the fact that over like 90% of people can't even give a real answer. Because most people set goals and they don't actually even think about why they want them in the first place. And it's not enough to just go one layer deep. You have to go 5-6 layers deep to the point where you get to the first principles of why you actually want that goal. And there's a good chance that if you set a real goal, there's going to be some ugly truths and some good truths for why you actually want that goal. So you have religious reasons, you have family reasons, but there's also a lot of insecurities, narcissism, things like that for why you actually want your goal. And most people never actually go deep enough in themselves to figure that stuff out. And so it's always just surface level stuff, and you never come to truth with yourself. But to answer your question about what did my day look like, well, I woke up.
It's a good day for you.
It's all right. Woke up, took a bunch of calls, ate some food, took a bunch of calls, and we're here.
Did you go to the gym?
No.
See, like, and that's a big thing, bro. As an entrepreneur,
I'm going after this.
it just sucks not going. Yeah, I mean, to kind of summarize my day, it's the same thing every fucking day, bro. Wake up, journal. I'm starting to get on my Bible, which is good. I've been lacking on that. First kind of hour is just like to myself, and then right into that before eating, before doing anything else, recording TikToks, making videos, um, then getting food at around 11:30, 12ish, and then making more videos, going to the gym, and after the gym, making more videos or planning and prepping the next day's worth of videos. This is for personal brand. This is for TikTok shop affiliate. And then at the end of the day, just bullshitting with the boys, talking about world domination, and then doing it again the next day. So it's like there's like little to no fun in what we do, but you start to actually
We still a
enjoy.
couple times a week. We still got to do stuff.
We do stuff here and
Yeah.
there. Your fun though starts to change. I
Yeah.
love waking up, and this is kind of bad, but I love doing it. I love waking up and seeing the money I made the previous day. Right? I love waking up and seeing the progress I made and improvements I made or things
Yeah.
I'm working towards.
Well, it's not the money. It's what you just said. It's the progress.
Mhm.
That's what excites you.
Yeah.
It's-
And the work too. So at this
Yeah.
point, I actually enjoy the work, and it's not like the average person would look at us like psychos. Like, what are you doing? You know. So like, it's a big part of like who we are though, and what our north stars are. We're willing to do the same shit every day, repetitive, boring shit every day until we get there. So,
yeah.
what's your day look like?
Well, I went to Muay Thai a little bit later today, so I got some work done before. So that was good. So I woke up at like 6, and then yeah, Bible devotion, that kind of a thing in the morning. Stretch a little bit, and then got a little bit of work done, and then went to Muay Thai, and then came back, did breakfast. Got some more work done. I had one call today, which is super rare because I don't do calls much anymore, but it's definitely going to start being more of a thing. Yeah, just had dinner and then doing this now. So yeah, same thing. We just have different like timetables because like for me, my brain does not work well in the morning. So like I can do like some busy work and like if I already have stuff planned out, I can get that done a little bit. But if I'm trying to be creative in the morning, good luck. It does not work.
Yeah.
My brain just is not creative in the morning. So I try to focus more on my health in the morning
Yeah.
because my brain goes in the afternoon. So
No, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's what our days look like. We have fun on the weekends, like Tyler mentioned. We go out, do random shit.
We have more fun on weekdays than weekends.
That is
Yeah.
true, man. We try to stay away from the 9 to 5ers. No offense to those of you watching.
Wages, man.
yeah, we do opposite of the wagey schedule.
Yeah.
Work hard on the weekends and then like we'll go out on like a Tuesday night or something. Yeah.
Is there ever a moment in time where you give yourself like some grace? Like, hey, I've been working hard. I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to do some stuff that I normally wouldn't do. Have you found yourself doing that recently at all, or?
Not in the last few weeks. Before, yeah. But the last few weeks, we're starting to get locked back in, you know?
Yeah.
It's been like 6 months of a little bit more of like focus on myself and my health, and now it's cool. Okay, that's locked in. I just do the same thing with that over and over again. And now it's like, all right, time to go back into a little bit more grind with business stuff.
How about you?
No.
You just work all day long. Yeah.
Well, it depends. If I have a goal or a standard that I'm not meeting, then of course not. But, I mean, if you're at your goal, and you might have a certain period of time where you're comfortable for like 2-3 months, and that's okay if you've earned it.
And so I was going to bring that up. Getting comfortable, right? Like that whole wave. You had mentioned there was a time where that was happening, but recently you've locked in because, again, we have that North Star we're working towards. So it makes me kind of bring up the thought process of like the up and down that happens in our lives and why a lot of times it can actually be like something we control better.
Yeah.
What have you kind of noticed when you go through those lows? How do you normally get up there, and why do you go to those lows in the first place?
I think the lows start with complacency, to Trevor's point. I think that's where you get dangerous because it's like you're going to have good days and bad days. So you're always like this, but it's like going like this up because you It's just like with the stock market when it'll have a double top and then it'll come back, and so it's like you hit those peaks, and then if you're breaking past it, then you're good and you're on an uptrend. But if you're hitting those peaks and then you're falling below, that okay, something's wrong here. Um, so to get out of it though, there's two solutions, and as you learn more, you'll kind of learn which solutions go to which situations. But sometimes the answer is work harder, and sometimes the answer is do the harder work. So it's like sometimes the answer is just do more volume of the thing that's already working, which is kind of where we're all at right now. And then the other thing is when you have a new opportunity or when you have to do some inner work, when you have something wrong with yourself and you're like, why can't I do this? Or I need to sharpen my skills more. And that's the doing the harder work that needs to be done versus just doing work versus just working harder. So if you have a situation and you just need to, where most of us are, or where I think all of us are at right now, where we just need to work harder, it's just work harder. So if we tried to work on ourselves like I was the last few months, that would not work right now. But the last few months when I needed that, because I needed to figure out what the hell I was doing,
Yeah.
that's when I needed to work harder. Do the hard work on myself,
Mm-hmm.
so that now in this place of time I can work harder.
Yeah, I think for me, the next time, I mean, it's happening now, but that next peak, I'm not gonna give myself the time to enjoy it, dude. Like, I think that's just gonna be my mentality until I'm just so, my standard is just so much higher.
Yeah,
But that's what ends up happening. And it happens because of complacency, where you hit the goal and you're like, oh, I can take a couple days off. I gotta slack off my videos. I gotta go to the gym as much. But man, it's just not. It's not gonna be the same moving forward, bro. If anything, it's just gonna make me be like, all right, you should have done this already. Why aren't you even farther?
yeah,
Well, I mean, kinda, but like it really just depends on your why, because you can't just force yourself to get standards. Like that doesn't really make sense. Like if your why, for example, is getting female validation, and you making more money will get you more female validation, then when you get it, you're not going to want to push harder.
right, right.
So like, I get what you're saying, but if the reason why you're doing stuff isn't like big enough, then you're gonna get to that point and you're gonna naturally just be comfortable because you've solved like your why.
Mm-hmm.
So it just depends on like why you're actually doing the shit you're doing.
Well, that's why we talked about having a North Star so big that it's almost not achievable.
Yeah, but
Because
why do you want it?
because it's something that you want to do, that you want to conquer, that you want to go after. And like you said, if you hit it, then you kind of become complacent and then you lose your why. But if it's something that's so big, like destroy the college education system, that's such a big goal that you probably won't ever fully achieve, but it's something you can have a very big hand in.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's the point, is your quest never ends because it's all about the journey, not the destination. Once you get to the destination, then you're like, okay, like you just said, my why is gone. What do I do now? It's gone.
Well, so that's where I want to challenge you in your point, Trevor. We all should have a North Star so big, but what about the point of having like micro goals that you're working towards?
Like
Right.
hitting a certain amount per month, or what do you mean?
Well, any arbitrary goal that we set that are like short term and long term goals. Your North Star is always going to be a long term goal,
That's a
But what-
lifetime
a
goal.
lifetime goal.
That's what it should
So,
be.
but what about the argument of having good short term goals to stack momentum towards that ultimate goal?
If you want it bad enough, you'll do it.
Right. I'm aware of that, but I'm saying like, do you think?
All I'm saying is you can't have a North Star or a why that is just about yourself.
Okay.
You always have to have something that supersedes yourself. Like if you have a baby, for example,
Mm-hmm.
that's a great example. It might be religious context. It might be just a mission. You might love your clients, for example.
Yeah.
But like if it's just like, I want to buy this nice car. I want to live in this nice apartment. I want women. I want to say fuck you to my teachers and bosses that said I would never be shit. Like, dude, that's just not, like that's not gonna get you far. Like it'll get you far, but not far.
And it's going to create those peaks and valleys because you hit the goal, and you're like, all right, I'm chilling now, and then you got to light it up again and find a new thing. And what we're saying is like just find one universal thing so big that you're working towards all the time, forever.
Yeah, but you can't like force yourself to find that though.
Yeah, well, for me, my definition of a North Star, again, is that something that means something greater than you, that has true like value outside of materialistic things. That's how I define my North Star. I mean, what's everyone's North Star? You said you want to elaborate more on what your North Star is?
Destroy college.
Okay, what does that mean to you?
Just do the best I possibly can to destroy college.
Okay. So you think every person should elect to
No.
be a salesperson or just have a
No.
biz op opportunity? What does that mean?
Well, if you're going to college to be an engineer, doctor, or a lawyer, you kind of have to. So
Mhm.
if that's what you want to do from the age of 17, 18, then fair enough. But everyone else in there, I think college either needs to have massive reforms, which could happen based on who's running the country, or it should just be totally wiped if it stays the way it is right now.
What identifiers have you put into place, if any at all, will be the thing that says, okay, I've done my job? Or do you not even think this
You
goes?
can't. There is, well, the only identifier I have is how many young men I change their lives, or I guess young women too, since it's not, doesn't matter the sex for destroying college, but that's the only metric I can possibly have. It's like the total number of people I've changed their lives.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, Tyler?
Yeah, right now, um, my only North Star is just providing for future family. So obviously, as you guys know, and I've probably mentioned before, um, honestly, like, I don't know, within a decade or so, like by early 30s, would definitely like to have, even if not the main home, at least something, um, just a homestead, piece of land, compound, something like that. So for me, that's really my North Star, um, which is still outside of myself, but it's not obviously something as big as Trevor's. And I don't know if I ever will have something that's that big. Like for example, John, John shoots to the moon, and that's amazing. That's amazing. You know, he wants his bat cave in the side of a mountain in Switzerland. That's great. I don't want that, right? Like, 'cause I don't care. Like that would be cool to see in a movie or to like see pictures of, but I don't want that. So
Mind if I jump in real quick?
yeah,
I could argue that your North Star is actually bigger than John's. From what you've told me, from the standpoint of you want to basically be not
well,
off.
that's not his North Star. I'm saying that's part of it. That's part of the vision that he wants for his life.
Right,
That
right.
specifically.
I mean,
is not.
to be fair, I think that encompasses a North Star. But to your point, like you just said, like it's not as big as John's. Maybe financially, maybe not. But I think
That's true.
the point of
It's
what
true.
you want. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is you want to have the homestead with your family, and you want to be able to have multiple kids, and you need a certain amount of wealth and income to be able to say, screw everything else. I have enough money and everything put aside to take care of my family and be off the grid for.
Yep.
How much is that number?
It changes depending on property
How much is it right
values
now?
and hurricanes and honestly, I think somewhere around like 10 mil would set up for life and set up
That's
for
a
the
big
next
goal,
couple
bro.
generations.
That's
So
a big goal.
yeah.
Maybe John's still financially greater than yours, but that's a big
Yeah.
goal.
So
Yeah.
10 mil in savings?
Yeah.
You sure it's not less?
Oh, it could definitely be less, but I'm saying that would be like yeah. But like I said, I don't like monetary goals because I've gotten caught up before in our previous business with chasing monetary goals when there was nothing backing it. At least this there's something backing it. Like
Well, you
For
should
sure.
figure out an exact number.
I know that's what I'm saying. Is
But then the problem is, like what you're saying, if you hit that number, you're not going to have a reason to go further.
right. So that's my yeah. So that's my issue is that yeah. I've chased monetary goals before and it doesn't get you very far.
Yeah.
Alex?
I have a couple things that come to mind. The biggest thing for me is just giving people the same opportunity that was given to me. Think about it like school or no school. I just randomly came across somebody on the internet one day talking about affiliate marketing, and it literally changed the trajectory of my life.
Yeah.
So I'm not here to say I'm going to destroy the school system. I just want to put as many financial opportunities out there for people to go through and figure out if that's something they want to do, and create an insane community. My North Star is having a community so big, so grand, so impactful,
Mm.
where people are networking, communicating, and saying, hey, I met you, my business partner. I met you, my wife. I met you,
Yep.
my chief officers.
That's how we all got connected.
Right, through
Even you
this
guys
community.
originally were from a community, and then they, if you didn't watch already, they were business partners, and then we got connected through that. And so, yeah, dude,
The
100%.
biggest North Star for me right now is building some type of massive community, whatever it ends up being in, where people can build off of that. I want people making money in my community, and then essentially using that as another job opportunity for other people. They're like using the community as job opportunities for other people, whatever it may look like. I've been a part of some great communities, and I literally wouldn't meet the people I know now without one. Um, so building a massive digital community, teaching something, educating something, and allowing other people to thrive in it. That's kind of the biggest North Star for me, and I want to be able to have people say, "Dude, that Alex guy, you're part of this community, changed my life."
Yeah,
So that's my biggest North Star for sure, and it's a goal that's never going to be able to end because the community can grow as much as possible. So
100%. 100%. Cool. Well, unless you guys have anything, I'll kind of end it there because we got battery issues, and
yeah,
we're going to be doing 2 a week, so we got lots of other stuff to talk about. We'll keep it a short one for tonight. We'll see y'all.
Peace.